Good evening guys, welcome back. This is Lockdown Live Sessions episode 4 part 2. We're over halfway through the show now. We've just had the lovely Katie Rokar on, who was giving her view on social media, on her time in the circle and on reality TV. So still to come today, we talk about body image and how people can feel pressured to alter their image based on the back of social media. We go through my top 5 film and TV of the week, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's coming up next week. If any of you guys want to come on camera and give your views on anything, please do let me know in the comments. I will try and bring you on by the end of the show. But for now, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to go straight into my top 5. As I've said to you before the break, if you guys have got any views on body image, on how people's perceptions of that causes them to alter their image after watching shows such as Love Island, please do tag it in the comments. It's more of a discussion show today, and I will read them out periodically. So, my top 5 film and TV. Now, there's a couple of things on Netflix, a couple of things on actual telly this week, but it is quite an interesting list. So, number 5, we have got Canada's Drag Race. Episode 3 is out now. Very similar to RuPaul's Drag Race for anyone that's seen that. For those that haven't, it is a group of drag queens who are vying through various different challenges that test their musicality, their acting and performance skills, and their impressionism skills, as well as their sewing skills, in order to win a top prize of £100,000, I believe it is. Number 4 comes with a bit of a content warning. So it's Surviving R. Kelly. Now, this is all about the historic allegations that R. Kelly has surrounding sexual abuse and underage sexual abuse of minors. It is quite a heavy documentary to watch. It's very interesting. It does talk about what the victims went through. So it's kind of first person, the victims giving their accounts of what they went through with regards to R. Kelly. And that is at number 4 on the list this week. Number 3, now, in light of the very sad news that Naya Rivera, who played Santana in Glee, has tragically died through accidental drowning, wouldn't be right if I didn't put kind of Glee on somewhere on the top 5, and it sits today at number 3. Now, amid relationship woes and personal attacks from a wicked cheerleading coach, teacher, which is Mr. Schuster, fights to turn a Glee club, which is somewhat underdog, into a winning choir, a winning club, and follows their journey throughout their time at high school, participating in a Glee club. Number 2 on the list of top 5 film and TV today is The Circle. Now, we've just spoken about it. Anyone can be anyone. Also, I completely forgot. Canada Drag Race, BBC iPlayer Fridays. Surviving R. Kelly and Glee are both on Netflix now, with Glee seasons 1 to 6 are on Netflix, and The Circle is on 4OD. Both series are available, including Katie's series. Now, obviously, if you could be anyone, who would you be to win popularity in The Circle? Now, it's a social media experiment. It's all about kind of the fact that anyone could be anyone, and that you can't trust social media as much as you think you can, and kind of people's perceptions of others when they are only communicating through an electronic device, a bit like an Alexa, called The Circle. And number 1 on my list of top 5 film and TV of the week is also available on Netflix. And it's an LGBT coming-of-age film called The Mudge Boy. Now, after his mother's death, a small-town teen outcast takes to wearing his mother's clothes around the house and forms an unlikely bond with a volatile bully. Now, it's a really, really touching film. It's quite heartwarming. It's quite difficult to describe, aside from that kind of bio, without giving away any of the storyline. But it's quite sweet. It's emotional in places, but it's definitely worth a watch. And they are my top 5 film and TV of the week. Now, how long have we got left? We've got 15 minutes left. So while I still wait for comments to roll through about perception of body image, obviously I gave my view at the beginning of the show, but for any of those that weren't here, I personally think that shows such as Love Island do have quite a negative impact, particularly on young people, kind of people in their late teens, early 20s. I feel like the cast that has been on sort of Love Island, The Bachelor, things like that, really do kind of show that actually they focus on one kind of microcosm of society and puts pressure on people to look a certain way. Magazines, TV shows in general, people are now a lot more concerned about their body image because of the way that society thinks they should look. But as Katie said in her interview earlier on today, embrace how you look, embrace your curves, embrace, the airs and the graces, because actually you are who you are, and you are you're your own version of you, and your job in life is to be the best version of you. And that doesn't have to be dictated by how you look. That doesn't have to be dictated by how you carry yourself. It's dictated by you. How you live your life is your decision, is your choice, and that's how it's dictated. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more now while I wait for you guys to kind of give your opinions on that topic about what's coming next week. Now, next week is episode 5, which means after today, we've only got 3 more episodes left of the series. This is the part where you will go, ah. We've only got 3 episodes after tonight left of the series. Episode 5 will be next Sunday, and we are focusing on a reasonably difficult topic. We are going to look at domestic violence. We're going to look at what domestic violence is, the signs of domestic violence. We're hopefully going to be speaking to someone that actually works for a charity that focuses on domestic violence, but works with the police to help rehabilitate offenders, really, that have been cautioned or charged with domestic violence. We're going to speak to Calum hopefully next week. I'm going to have some stats. We're going to have, hopefully, we're going to have some quite open and frank discussion about experiences of domestic violence, and how to recognise that as a family member or a friend, because it can, and how difficult it can be to recognise that yourself when you're in that situation. Obviously, we're going to have my top 5 film and TV of the week next week as well, which will be different from this week. So if you guys have got any recommendations that I should watch, please let me know, and I will get that to you. I'll give them a watch, and they may appear in my top 5 next week. Now, if any of you want to come on camera next week to discuss anything to do with domestic violence, please do ping me a message. And the show will be back to its usual slot of Sundays at 9 PM. We're going to go back to that slot now for the rest of the series. So if you want to appear on camera, either about domestic violence or another topic, please do let me know. I'm just going to read a comment from Ollie. Every person should feel comfortable within their own skin. It is not up to people to dictate to you what perfect is, what perfect is, and what acceptable is. Every person is unique and should never feel otherwise, which is in reference to the body image discussion that we were having, and that is a really good point, Ollie. Everyone's different, and everyone should be the best version of themselves by judging themselves only, and not letting other people judge them, but positively judging themselves and actually giving themselves encouragement and motivation. Back to next week's show and for the rest of the series. I know there's a few people I've got to get back to, but if anyone else wants to appear on camera for the next series, or even for the remainder of this series, please do let me know, and I will slot you in somewhere to hopefully appear on the next series of the show, or if we can find a topic that's suitable for the remainder of this series. So that's all we've got time for, really, actually, because we've had a bit of a discussion about kind of body image and perception. I know that 40% of young people, having read this on a website and read some stats, 40% of young people actually do find that shows such as Love Island negatively impact their views and perceptions of image and appearance, and that was within the age range of 16 to 24-year-olds, and that's men and women. So I think the moral of that is, you got to learn to love yourself, and in the immortal words of RuPaul Charles, if you can't love yourself, how on earth are you going to love anybody else? So, that, unfortunately, it's a slightly shorter show today, but that, unfortunately, is all we've got time for. Join me Next week, Sunday at 9 o'clock for episode 5 of the Lockdown Live sessions, we will be talking, as I've said, about what domestic violence is, how to stop domestic violence, support for people that are either going through domestic violence or that are friends and family of domestic violence victims. And we're also going to be talking about kind of various different support lines that we will have on, we'll mention on the show. And fingers crossed, we're going to be speaking to Caroline about her role as within a domestic violence charity and what she does and what the charity does to help rehabilitate offenders of who have been charged with a domestic violence or an assault-based offence. So until next Sunday, I've been Calum Lucas. You guys have been a fantastic audience. Thank you very much to Katie for appearing on the show this week. It was a fantastic interview. It's been a fantastic show. I've been Calum Lucas. You've been a great audience. Keep yourself safe. Good night.